Hi guys, I am Isa, and today I'm going to be continuing our HTML tutorials. Today we're going to learn how to make slideshows in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You can tag that out. Slideshow in HTML, CSS, and JS. So we're going to make the HTML, the head, and the body, so anyways, now I'm going to link the CSS, so and also link the JS. So anyways, what I want to do is do image source, so I have some images in a folder and I renamed all of them to IMG and whatever number they are. So I'm just going to select all of them, then press Ctrl C to copy, then go to where my code is. You need to right click and do new folder. I'm going to name it IMG. And inside of that folder, I'm going to paste all the images I copied. So now they're in there. And I want to do image source. So we do IMG since they're in the IMG folder, and the slash, which is to do something inside the folder. So alt equals to slideshow pics. And the ID, so you can do JavaScript on it. ID equals to IMG. And choose the first image. So I'm gonna go into the style.css and do hashtag, which is the style IDs. So hashtag IMG into width 100% of the screen, height, or 100% of the body, 100%. So now it does that. I'm just going to start with the body. So I'm going to say margin 50 px, and then a background. I'm going to do linear gradient. So the linear gradient does like a gradient between two colors. If I do red and blue, and to have red at the top and blue at the bottom. You can also do more than one color. Wait, so I'm just gonna choose which color that I want to use. Now put in all the colors. Now it looks like this. We're also going to make a H1. So I'm going to say my images. I'm going to give the H1 a class of heading. So they're going to start the heading class. Go into dot heading class. We're going to do font. We're going to do color. And use dark. Again. And text, align, center. And we have that text. I'm also gonna add a font family. I'm going to go into the JavaScript. I'm going to make a new variable with select. And it's img equal to document dot get element by ID. We're going to get the element by the ID. We're going to write img because it had an ID of img. And let img array to equal to. So when we're making, so if you don't know what an array is, then it's like if you want to store multiple values in one variable. So when we want to do arrays, we use these square brackets. And we have to look at what our images are called in their file extensions. All of my images have PNG. If your images have different file extensions, then you just write them. So image1.png, comma. Let's do the same thing for image 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm just going to do let img index to equal to 0. So we're going to do a function. If you don't know what a function is, then just like if you want to execute some code, function slide show. When doing function, you put these parentheses, and then you use these. You need to do img, that means the image, dot set attribute. So we're going to change one of its attributes. So it's src. We're going to change the source of the image. So then image array image index. So if you don't know what this image array bracket image index is, let me just show you. So if I do a word of image array, I'm going to say all of the images you put in, but we put these brackets. If you want to do a specified one, it starts as at 0. So 0 will be the first one, and 1 will be the second, 2 will be the third, and so on. Well, the reason we're just using a variable instead of writing a number is because, well, we still want to like do something with this variable. So let me show you. So to do image index plus plus, we're going to add a 1 to it. So we're going to do set interval. So what set interval does is that it does a certain function after some amount of time. So the time will be in milliseconds. So 1000 will mean 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. It shows this. So now it shows each of the images. There's an interval. But after it finishes all of the images, just shows that because we only have 5 images. But when we do image index plus plus, we're just going to keep going to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. So let's do an if statement. If image index greater than or equal to, if that's greater than or equal to, that means greater than or equal to. So I'm going to do image array dot length, or you can just write the image array's length yourself. So that means how many items the image array has. So image index equals 0. I'm going to set the image index to 0. So it says this. Now it switches between all the images we have. It switches between all the images we put in this array. So if we have a bunch of images but you only want to do some of them, we can just put all the images we want to do in the array. Anyways, that's the end of today's tutorial. If you've enjoyed, then leave a like and subscribe. Bye.